Hello, my name is Spencer and you are officially on my YouTube channel. Now that's so insane that I'm actually saying that. I mean, even thinking about it is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Because for those of you who are watching, who have followed me on Instagram for the last few years at least, you know that I have been talking a big game these last few years saying that I'd be dropping a YouTube channel any day now, but nothing would actually go down. Well, things fell through the crack and blah, 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 blah. Moving forward, we're here now and we're better than ever. Now, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I figured how hard could it be? Let me throw up a light, press the action button on the camera, set up a microphone, and bada bing, bada boom, let's get this show on the road. Now, when it came down to actually deciding what I'd film, that was a whole different story. But I figured, heck, it's my first time on YouTube. Let me take it slow. Let me ease on into it because
I'm a YouTube virgin.
So I figured what better look to do than to create a really simple, minimalistic, natural glam. At least my interpretation of it, all right? Disclaimer, this may not be considered natural to some people watching, but it's natural to me. So if you're somebody who likes a glam, a contour, a highlight, a glow, a fluffy brow, a smoky eye, a nude lip, but also while keeping it natural-esque, making sure that it's not cakey, then this might be the right video for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So the first step in this makeup application is to prep the skin. It is so important to hydrate the skin, I believe, before putting any product on top of it. I've been using this Laura Mercier Flawless Skin Infusion to Rose Moisturizing Glow Mask for some time now, and I really love it. So it is a mask. You're supposed to leave it on for about 10 minutes, and then you're supposed to gently tissue off the remainder of it, but I put on such a small amount, maybe a quarter size amount onto my fingertips, and then I really work it into my skin. I do leave it on for a few minutes before I apply the makeup, but as you can see, it leaves your skin with that beautiful hydrated shine that I love, and it makes my skin feel really good. So moving on. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation, and this is going to be in the shade 2.15. I really like this foundation because a little goes a really long ways. So with this, I'll apply a very small amount to the back of my hand, as you can see. And I take a fluffier blending brush or a face brush. This is the Wet n Wild P70, and I'm going to take that and really saturate the bristles of the brush with that product and disperse it evenly on my face. Usually I bring the foundation all the way down the neck into any skin that's exposed. So I would even bring this underneath this white t-shirt a bit, so that way, everything just looks really seamless. But I'm not gonna bring it all the way down there right now because I'm wearing a white t-shirt and I don't feel like getting it dirty. And between you and me, after I'm done filming this, I'm going straight to bed. So I don't really care if that's not perfectly matching right now. I'm going to use Huda Beauty's Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade Light. And I'm taking a BH brush in the number 4 to dip it into the product and slowly start building it up in the contour areas. I'm going right underneath my cheekbone. Now, the reason I like this brush is because it's not too dense. It's still fluffy enough to seamlessly apply the product. And it's small enough so that it just applies the product right where I need it. So I apply it to my temple area right here. Now, I 99% of the time always wear a bandana or something when I do my makeup because one of my pet peeves is getting makeup in my hair because it's not so easy to wash out when you wash your face at the end of the night before you go to bed. I hate my hair being dirty and full of makeup. I'm gonna go in with the other side of the forehead here in the temple area. And you notice I'm using brushes right now just because they're really easy to apply with and quick. I go back and forth between brushes and I go back and forth between beauty blenders, but for right now, I'm just gonna apply this with a brush. And before we set the makeup and everything, I will be using a beauty blender to make sure everything's just seamless. Now for the nose, I'm gonna go in right here. Let's see, let's try to make this easy. Take a little bit more of that product. I'm not switching out to another brush for this. What I do is I just pinch the brush here, so it creates a thinner brush application for my contour. I'll go down both sides of the nose and go right underneath, right there. And then I like to go right here underneath my brows, right near the inner part of the eye. And this will all make sense to you in a little bit when I'm going back through it with my powder contour. And I'll take it underneath the lip a bit and a bit down my jawline. So I feel like I have to go kind of the extra mile with my jawline because a couple months ago I was getting a little fluffy. Who are we kidding? I blew up like a Macy's Day balloon. Yep. So I put myself on a little diet and I've lost about 30 pounds, maybe a couple pounds less than 30. Maybe like 28 or 29, but right around there, you know what I'm saying? But still, I feel like I still have a double chin, and I'm like, everyone else is going into quarantine except for my chin. So what's happening with this situation? So now that our contour is roughly applied, I'm gonna take a damp beauty blender, and I'm softly gonna start blending it out. Now, because we applied the contour with that smaller blending brush that we had from BH Cosmetics, it's already kind of beautifully like diffused on top of our foundation, so nothing's too striking about it or harsh. So most of the work is already done. We're just taking this to make sure everything's really seamless and there's no hard lines. I'm gonna use a Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Pearl, and I'm just gonna apply that right under my eyes. Now, I will say I don't go as crazy as I used to with concealers, and the same with contouring. I used to go ham with product, but I kind of keep it simple now, and I build it up if I need to. And as you see, I'm taking that product and I'm working it upwards, and then to buff it downwards, I go in like little circular motions. And that brightens up the under eye quite nicely. I'll take that same concealer and I'll take a little bit just here in the center of the forehead, down the center of the nose, and right around the mouth. And you can bring this downwards if you want to accentuate your chin. That's the thing with contouring and highlighting. Like, what I might do for my face may not work for you, and vice versa. So you want to take that into consideration. I don't highlight my forehead all too much, only because I have a big forehead, but I work with it. I will take whatever I have left over on my beauty blender up on my eyelids. So to set the under eyes, I'm gonna end up using the Makeup Forever HD translucent powder. I'm gonna take a little powder puff and dip into that powder. And sometimes I press on the back of my hand first to make sure that's evenly dispersed. And I go right in and I press that concealer into my skin with that powdered puff. And it gives me the most flawless finish. I'm gonna do the same with the other eye. Great. I'm gonna take that same HD powder and take it all around my face and set the face with that. I really like this HD powder. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy around it in regards to there being flashback. Because I'm doing video right now, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about there being flashback. Also, I'm gonna be going on top of this powder with another one that's not translucent. It has pigment in it. It's a foundation powder. So we're really gonna be canceling out any possibility of there being flashback with this. Now that we have the face set and it's matte, it's not gonna move anywhere, right? I'm just wiping off a little bit of the foundation from my lips, And I'm gonna go in with a bronzer. So for bronzing, I'm going to use a Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. This is in the shade 3. I'm just taking my Morphe M401 brush. It's a big fluffy bronzing brush. And I'm dipping it into that powder. And what I usually do with these compacts is once I dip it into the powder, I bring it here just to make sure everything's really dispersed evenly throughout the bristles of the brush. And then I press, and then I swirl, and then I press, and I swirl. Like, there is no rhyme or reason. And although I really do like the formula of these pressed powders, I know they're really popular. Although when I bought it, I was really surprised that there were only 3 shades in the range. And this is the darkest, which is kind of crazy to me. So now I'm going to use this Ben Eye powder in the shade Fair to bake underneath my eyes. I've been using this powder quite a while now for setting underneath my eyes. I do rotate a lot through baking powders, but this is what I've been using for the last couple of weeks. I always find myself kind of going back to it. As you can see, it's quite dirty and crazy looking, but we're gonna use that. And what I do is I pour it into the palm of my hand, and then I take my powder puff and I press it in there. And then I softly just go underneath my eyes with it. I'm not pressing too hard. I'm softly just going on top of whatever's there. And I'm following my bottom lash line upwards to give that lifted effect. So I like to bring this kind of far up on my nose. And this will help give that really pinched effect. Like, I love the look of a really snatched nose. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I want a stranger to pull me off from the side of a street and be like, "Sir, are you okay? Can you breathe?" And I respond, "No, I can't breathe." I want to look like I have one nostril. I mean, it's a look, it's a vibe, and one that I'm here for, and I love it. So we're gonna let that bake a little bit, and in the meantime, we're gonna move on over to the eyes. All right, so I did my left eye off camera. As you can see, just to get a kind of an idea as to what direction I was going to take with it. But now that we have that side done, I'm going to walk you through how to achieve it. For eyeshadow, I'll be using the Amrezy Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And with my Morphe M522 brush, I'm going to be dipping it into this shade right here. It's this chocolate shade called 1988. And I like this brush because it allows me to really pack on the shadow. And I'm really only just bringing this up to my crease. I do like to bring my crease up a little further than my natural one, only because I have a smaller eye and a slightly hooded eye, so that's that. I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M533 brush and just take and go back and forth. There's really no science to this. It's just taking your time with it and really putting in the effort to just sit there and blend back and forth. At some point, maybe I'll do that now, I'll go back in with my bronzer, the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll pack the same brush with it, tap off any excess, and take that around the edges. I like to add a little bit more definition here so we can cinch that top part of my nose. I'm going back to my M522 brush and dipping back into that brown shade and just taking this right underneath the lash line. I like a smoked out bottom lash line only because I feel like I have so much real estate underneath my eyes because my cheeks are kind of big. So this might not work for everyone, but again, I like it and it floats my boat. Once we're done blending out that brown shade, I'm going to be going back in with Amrezy, and I'm going to be going in with the shade BK, which is this black shade right here. I'm going to be using my Morphe M... Oh goodness, what is this? It's so worn off. I think it's the M212. It's a small, tiny little... Can you even see that? See? Small, tiny little brush. With that black shade, I'm going to go right in at the lash root and just kind of create a really faded, almost liner effect. I don't want it to be too harsh, which is why I'm not using a liner, but doing this kind of gives me the effect I'm looking for. And I barely just, I hope you can see. Camera, not now. Thank you. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that black eyeshadow on this brush and I'm gonna place it right underneath my bottom lashes. And then with this precise angled brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the brush number 12. I'm gonna go in with that black shade and precisely put it in the inner corner right here, just to elongate that inner corner. It gives it that more almondy shape. Now, once I get everything kind of into the place I want it to be in terms of my eyeshadow, then I'll move on into my mascara. If you're a lash wearer, go for it, but I'm not gonna throw on lashes today, but I will take my mascara. I'll be using the Lancome Hypnosis. I'm gonna move on and do my eyebrows. I'm gonna do that off camera. I know, I'm sorry, I hate to sound like the cliche beauty guru YouTuber where I'm like, I'm gonna do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. But, well, I'm gonna do my eyebrows and I'll be right back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I started out this video saying that I wanted to do a natural glam. What better look to do than to create a really simple, minimalistic, natural glam? Anyways, this is what we're working with. The brows are done. So I'm gonna wipe away any of that bake that we might have left. And I'm gonna finish off the face with a little bit of extra like deeper contour and then a highlight, and then we'll do the lip and we'll be done. For our deeper contour, this is kind of dude, I'm shaking. I literally think there's ghosts in my house. I'm not gonna lie. I almost had the wind knocked out of me. There's a ghost in my house. I know it. I've been hearing these weird sounds lately. And I know I just heard like trumpets and trombones playing just now. I don't know if maybe you heard it. What time is it? It's 5:18 in the morning. Shouldn't these ghosts be in bed or in quarantine at least? I'm not having it. No, ma'am, Pam, I am not having it. So to deepen up my contour right here, I'm going to go in with a couple products that I don't even know if they sell anymore, but one of them is by MAC. It's an actual eyeshadow called Espresso, and one's by Bobbi Brown called Taupe. And what I do is I mix these both together. I'm going in with the Pro Highlight Brush by Sephora. What I do is really lightly go in right here and suck in my cheeks, I guess, because I see everybody else doing that, so I'm gonna do it too. I've been using these two products together for this reason for years. It's a couple of the first products I've actually ever bought, ever. In case you didn't hear me, ever. Ever! Oh, shit. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go like literally light up some sage. BRB. I'm getting too old for this shit, man. I really am. Okay, let's finish up the circus act so that way I can go to my room, shut the door, bolt it closed, and take a large sleeping pill so I can get a great night's sleep and not be paranoid with what's in here. Okay. For highlight, I'm gonna be using this Ofra On The Go palette. As you can see, she has been used for quite a while. This is like my third one I've gone through. From this palette, I'm gonna go in with this highlighter here, which is the Rodeo Drive highlighter. I kind of like my skin to be more matte. Oh my gosh, I'm just contradicting everything I say today. I guess this is kind of blinding, huh? I'm just gonna grab a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it up, down, and all around. And I'm gonna apply a little bit down the center of my nose. I'm gonna use the same BH Cosmetics brush here. Just pinch it like I usually do and take it right down the center of the nose. Now I do like a nose highlight. Even if I keep everything matte, I just love to have the center of my nose just really glowy. I think it helps kind of bring a little bit of dimension to it. And I'll go in with my Cupid's bow. And a little bit on the chin. You know what, just add it anywhere you want. All right, I'm just adding it everywhere now. Okay, we're gonna go in with one more product for the face. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Threesome palette here. It's a combination of a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush, but I really only use it for the blush. I probably would have to say it's my current favorite blush right now, or has been for a little while. I really, really love it. It's a pinker blush, but it also has a peach undertone. Anyways, it's pretty. And I'm gonna be going in with this blush brush by Chanel. I wanna just lightly pack that on there. And I almost bring my blush like a little bit underneath my under eye. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to add a lip liner and a gloss, and that'll be it for the lips. I like to keep it kind of simple. So I'm gonna go in with this lip liner by Morphe. It's called Crush. What I do after I apply the lip liner is I always kind of press it forward into the lip. And I feel like that kind of gives like more of a natural effect to it. All right. That was a success. What I'm about to show you is really unacceptable, but this is the way I roll. One of my favorite glosses is Buxom Dolly, and I left Dolly next to the straightener one day and Dolly melted. So I had to conduct a life-saving procedure, should you say. In other words, I wrapped her up in saran wrap so that the lip gloss wouldn't, come out of the bottle, because, Sephora's closed right now and I can't get another one. Quite frankly, this was too good to throw away. So we're gonna use it. I love a glossy lip rather than a matte one, especially with Buxom, because their formula has like that menthol kind of feel. It's amazing. So for our last step is just to set this with some setting spray. And there we have it. We are finally done with this look. I am so exhausted. I have a whole newfound respect for beauty bloggers and YouTubers, because I'm just realizing like this is only half of the work. I still have to put together the video and then post it up on a channel. Do I even have a channel? I don't even know. I hope you guys liked this video. If you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it, then be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. And also to subscribe to this channel. It's a brand new channel of mine, and I'm gonna be posting a lot of content for you all. So be sure to subscribe. And lastly, let me know what your thoughts are on this look down below in the comment. Leave any questions you have or any ideas you have, different looks you want me to create moving forward, or any challenges you want me to do, or unboxings, or anything you want. The world is your oyster, and I am your guinea pig. On that note, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Oh, great. This is stuck. Ah!